Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Shane Short. I am one of the contestants on season 1 of Biggest Transformation on the YouTube channel Carmen O'Quinn. Look her up, subscribe. Uh, so the goal of everything is to be healthy, and to do that I need to lose a lot of weight. I need to change a lot of habits. I basically need to become a new person in a way. I don't know. Uh, I'm learning so much through this experience, and I'm trying to document my journey as I go. I have like little insights every day that I'm just trying to figure out life and how new life is gonna be. Right? I've been um, consumed with unhealthy habits for a long time. I don't even remember where it ever started. I mean, I remember when I was little, working construction with my dad when I was young enough that I was pretty much just there playing around and not really helping him. But going with him was always special. My dad would always buy snacks, treats, usually candy, maybe a pop, stuff like that. And as a parent, I now see that. With my kids, I'm like, it's so it's so nice to be able to reward my kids when they do something good, or to bless them. I love blessing my kids. But I think back on that and I'm like, I wonder how much influence that was. Like I wonder how much stemmed from that early onset of getting those snacks to work hard. Here's the deal: when it comes to working hard, I mean, I feel like it worked. I feel like I'm a hard worker. I put in the time. I've been told I'm a hard worker lots of times, so I identify with that. I'm like, yes, I made it. I did exactly what my dad wanted me to be. I became a hard worker. Um, but all the other habits and stuff have crept in. When I was working construction with my dad, I mean, even at the age of 16, 17, I was drinking a 2 liter of Mountain Dew a day, and snacking all the time. Lunches, were actually minimal, like a sandwich, maybe like a can of fruit or something like that. But we would just get back to work and we work all day, and I'd get home, and then it was like free for all. I would go to my friend's house, and as a young kid, I had lots of money because I wasn't paying anything. I worked for my dad's company. He paid me. He paid taxes on the money he made, and I didn't have any bills. I got a cheap car, so it was paid off quick. So I was making good money and had zero responsibility. I literally nickled and dimed myself to death at the grocery store and at the gas stations. Pops and chips every night, every night. Um, Unhealthy sleeping habits, like it was bad. So it was no surprise when I got through high school and college, um, that I was well on my way to being obese. I was at the very least overweight even when I went to college. I always have wanted to be in shape. I've always wanted to be athletic. I love sports, and I remember freshman year in college, I just decided it's time. I'm going to do it, and I started getting up at like 5:30 every morning and running around what we called the back 40 at college. It was like a long track kind of through some fields, and there's some trees around and stuff. And a lot of mornings it was dark when I would go running, and I stumbled upon deer a few times. It's always scary in the middle of the morning. Uh, but I ended up freshman year, I lost 50 pounds, which is really awesome. I felt good. By the middle of sophomore year, I had it all back. And then I lived in Africa for my junior year of college in Senegal, West Africa. And I walked everywhere I went there. It was hot. We snacked, but we worked it off, and most of the food we ate was pretty simple and pretty healthy. Um, and I lost another 50 pounds there, junior year. And then by the end of senior year, I gained most, if not all of it back. Um, I married my wonderful wife the day after we graduated college, and I've been pretty much gaining weight ever since. I've tried like lots of little diets. I was always looking for that easy fix. Like, man, if I can just do this and lose the weight, then I'm golden, right? And the problem is, those diets work temporarily. They always work. I always lost weight. I've lost 50, 60 pounds, I bet 8, 9 times in my adulthood. Um, but it never changed me. It never changed my habits. It never taught me how to not gain it back, how to maintain the weight that I lost. And that's what I'm working on now. Man, this is this is really teaching me a lot. The biggest transformation, I mean, being under the tutelage of Carmen O'Quinn, who, if you don't know who she is, check out her channel. Seriously, she's amazing. I worked for her. I met her back when she was, I think, 288 pounds is how big she was. So she was heavy, um, and I didn't see her for years. And suddenly I saw a picture of her and I was like, what happened? She lost like 161 pounds in like 13 months. I hope the numbers are right. If not, sorry, Carmen. But it was incredible. And she's kept it off. I think she's even lost a little more than that, but she's kept it off for what, 5, 6 years now? So she has a story and she's got the testimony and she has the ability to do what I need to do and what I so deeply desire to do. And that's be healthy, be active, be able to be the active father that my kids need and that I want to be for my kids. Um, so yeah, she's teaching us so much. So we're the biggest transformation is about not just changing our bodies. Obviously, that's what we're graded on, the percentage of body fat lost or the percentage of weight lost. Um, but it's changing us and teaching us how to maintain and how to live, and that's the part that I never got. So, um, it has the obvious. We have to drink a whole gallon of water. This is like 3/4 of that, and I've been drinking 2 of these a day. The water hasn't been an issue for me, which is nice. I've been going above and beyond. But then we have to work out for at least 30 minutes a day, 6 days a week. Move your body is what they say. We're very non-specific. I know most of the group, if not all the group, is doing the Beachbody workouts because it's so easy. Beachbody on demand, it's like $100 a year, I think, and it's like Netflix for workouts. It's incredible, the amount of stuff that you can choose from on there. Right now, I always, I never do the ones that everybody else is doing. I've been I've been trying to find the more masculine ones, I guess. So, the instructor Joel is the one that I've settled with. I really like the way he designs his workouts. I've dabbled with Lift 4, never did finish it, but I've been weeks in and I really like it, all the weightlifting and stuff like that. And now I'm doing one called 10 rounds where it's like boxing based. And though I've always loved fighting, I love watching UFC, stuff like that. Um, I've never been a fighter, and just learning the basics of boxing and is really interesting. Like it's a lot of footwork. It's so much core and legs. I mean, you see boxers and they look fit, right? Well, there's a reason for that. Um, he has been kicking my butt as I'm trying to learn all the different combinations, and the coordination is a struggle, but it's interesting. Every workout that I've been doing is interesting, and that keeps my attention. I really, really enjoy it so far. Um, I'm not saying I always enjoy getting up to do the workout, but I really enjoy the workouts in general. And then we're eating on the Beachbody system. So I'm using the containers, like the 21 Day Fix containers, and following that plan. I started at Plan C, which is like 18, maybe 1900 calories and up, like up to 2100 calories, something like that. I might be wrong with these numbers, guys. Sorry. But it was too much food. So I thought, man, meal planning, going down to this container system, I'm going to starve to death. This is going to suck. because I'm a snack food guy. I mean, I don't want I don't want to get into that yet. Anyway, I've gone down to Plan A, which is for like 1,200 to 1,400 calories, 1,200 to 1,500, something like that. And it fits me much better. I've been doing it for I think a week and a half, 2 weeks now, and it's much better for me. I was getting in Plan C. I was getting to the end of the night, going, man, I got two vegetables left. I got a protein left. I got a carb left, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I was just struggling to get all my food in throughout the day. I always felt full. So now it's been better, right? And actually, now that I think about it, I got my last little snack of the day here. It's sunflower seeds, and this is the orange container. It doesn't look very big, but it's satisfying, right? Um, anyway, so I thought it was going to be harder than it is. My biggest struggle has always been planning things out. I love to be spontaneous. I'm a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. Um, in my young adulthood, it was always, hey, you want to do this? Yep, I'm in. Let's go. I didn't need to plan. My wife is way more of a planner. Thank God. Opposites attract, and she keeps me on track. I'm so blessed to have her. My lack of planning is a huge part of why I got so big, because the food you find spontaneously, the food you find in the moment, is never the healthy food. It's never the right choices. And even if some of it's the right choices, it's never the right amounts. It's always too much or too little, or all of one thing and no balance. And that's how I've lived most of my life. I would probably be dead right now if my wife wouldn't be such a good cook and care so much about the things that my family eats. But yeah, I'm learning that now, and that's probably the biggest area of growth that I need, and the biggest one that I'm getting. Like, I've come a long way already in these last 3-4 weeks. I am preparing my own food most days now, which surprises me honestly, because I always had this wall up, like, man, meal planning is so hard. I don't want to record everything I eat for the day. Oh my gosh. And I mean, part of the fear behind that is because you want to hide food, right? Like, my whole life, I've hidden things, even if it wasn't. I mean, let me let me be clear. I was never the guy to like hide food in my dresser under my clothes or things like that. I was the guy that would look around and see if anybody was looking, and then snag that extra piece of something, and then do it again a minute later. And uh, it's not fooling anybody. I'm this big for a reason. People know that I have an addiction to food, but I always thought I was hiding it, and I always thought like, yeah, nobody's gonna see, and somehow that made it better or something. I don't. The mentality is strange, right? When you're in it, you don't understand how faulty it really is. Um, but I did get to the point where I was hiding food from my wife, and that was a real shame thing. I would use our gas card for our gas station. We have a credit card that's we use just for gas. But I'm at the gas station. Anything I buy at the gas station could go on that card, and you know, conveniently, I never got a receipt. Right, so I would go fill up gas, maybe more often than I should, so that I could buy some food and it would just look like a normal gas purchase. And even that, I mean, ticked up over time, where when my wife got gas, it would be 25, $30 to fill up the tank. Shane would get gas and it's $45. But I was thinking I'm hiding it, right? It's terrible. It's just terrible, and it's racking up debt for the family. Um, and you know, she did talk to me about it multiple times, but my wife she's sensitive to me and for me, and she knew that it was an issue, so she worked with me and tried to do it without offending me, tried to do it without coming at me. But you know what? It was a shame thing, so I did feel offended. But I was offended at myself. I wasn't offended that she brought it up. I was offended that I got caught. Um, anyway, I mean, these last 5, 6 years especially, that's been the biggest thing, is just snacking all the time. there was some days where I'd stop at the gas station to get crap food 3, 4 times a day. Um, and it was a problem. Like I got to the point where suddenly I wasn't trying to hide it with gas anymore. I'd just stop and use the gas card and pretend like she wasn't gonna notice. Full credit card later, man, I need to make a change. Pay off most of the credit card, full credit card later, man, I need to change. Just this stupid cycle that makes you feel this big. Man, I can't get control of this. And that's what I'm working through. I mean, that's where I have been for 5, 6 years. It's it's not a good place to be, and I just feel bad. Um, Even thinking about it, it's just terrible. And I gained so much weight. I was at one point I was up over 400 pounds, um, and I developed type 2 diabetes. Shockingly, I mean, it runs in my family anyway. It was less being as big as I am. It was kind of less like will I get it and more like when will I get it. And also a really sad mentality, but that's where I was. And when I started having the major symptoms, I got checked out, and sure enough, had it. I told the doctor my symptoms and told him what I thought, and like, yeah, you probably do. It just is what it is. So now I'm taking medication um, for diabetes, and I was not checking my blood sugars because I knew what they would be. They'd be high, and not taking care of myself. So, I mean, it's one thing to hope you don't have it, it's another thing to know you have it and then to still not take care of yourself. It's a whole nother level of shame that I was dealing with. And, um, man, just a junk food junkie is what it really came down to. And that's, yikes. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to say. I'm just kind of telling you about myself. So I'm just, some of the stuff flying out of my mouth is realization to me. I'm thinking about this for the first time in a while. Um, I mean, there were times when I was bringing food home and then like putting it in the garage and not bringing it in the house and waiting for my wife to go to bed because she's often gone to bed earlier than me. Another bad habit of mine, staying up way too late, knowing I have to get up early to work in the morning. Um, and waiting till she went to bed and then going out and getting it out of the garage and eating it alone in the dark, watching TV. Um, Really sad picture. If you saw that in a movie, you would instantly think that person's got problems, right? Like, oh man. So yeah, that's that's the old Shane. That's how I got so big. That's where I've been for the last half decade. Um, my humor uh, has been a defense mechanism for me, and it's also one of my biggest assets. Like I love being able to make people laugh. I love trying to be quick witted and throw in that insult or throw in that clever remark. Or I love dad jokes. Sorry, not sorry. But I also have loved to, make fun of myself for being big around people when I started to feel insecure. Because that way I knew even if they said something, it would be along the lines of laughing with me instead of at me. And the fact is, the people I surround myself with are not that mean. None of them were gonna like laugh at me and make fun of me. This is never gonna happen. But it was my insecurity that wanted me to defend myself. Um, whew. So yeah, it's interesting to see one of my biggest assets and realize that it's also been a downfall for me. It's been a defense mechanism. So I'm learning a lot about myself. Like I said, I have been losing weight for a month now. We started, I think, January 4th, and today is early February, February 5th, February 6th. By the time I edit this and get it on, I think. And I'm down over 30 pounds, which is super exciting to me. I feel good. Even so, I was dreading the workouts because I've worked out on and off, but I haven't worked out in over a year. I let it go. I just said I'm done. I actually made like a resolution in my mind, like you know what, I am who I am. I'll just die fat. Um, and it's kind of a depressing thing. Like to give up on yourself. But that's where I was, and that's where I've been. It was only because of like Carmen's story and her mom Karen Utenhof's story. Man, they inspire me. Um, just being able to lose all that weight. Um, I don't know. Like I said, I knew Carmen when she was big. I knew, and she was always a great leader. That's what drew me to her. She's always a dynamic leader, and I had no idea how insecure she really felt because of her defense mechanisms. Right. So to see the change in her and to see who she is now, it's it's night and day different. It's really great to see and it's inspiring. And those stories are really what drove me back to make the decision to, you know what, I need to do this. I don't want to die yet. I want to live a long life, and I want to be there for my kids, and I want to grow old with my wife. I want to provide for my family. I want to protect my family, take care of my family, and I can't do it if either I'm dead or I'm lazy on the couch, not being able to move and not being able to jump up if something goes wrong. Like, so here I am. I've committed to the biggest transformation. The goal is to have the biggest percentage lost. Um, the, the goal outside of the competition, my personal goal, is to create the healthy habits that enable me to not just lose the weight, but to not gain it back, to keep it off forever. And I know Carmen can teach me that because she's already proven, she's got a track record of that. Um, and that's why I'm here. I would love the other stuff that goes with it, like being able to buy clothes at a normal store, to walk in and see a shirt on the rack and be like, hey, I like that shirt. Let's wear that shirt. I can't remember the last time I could do that. I have to shop in the big and tall sections or order my clothes online. Um, being able to jump on a trampoline, being able to go skydiving. Oh my gosh, I wanted to go skydiving so bad, and I couldn't go because I was too heavy, and that was 8, 9 years ago, I think. And like I spurred it all on, everything was going, and I ended up not going. My wife and her sisters and my sister all went without me, and I'm glad they got to go. I was happy for them, but I was feeling real bad about myself, let me tell you. Um, so that's one of my goals too, is to go skydiving. It's gonna be a victory party, let me tell you. And I've got a whole bin of old clothes, and I have a piece of tape on it. It's worn and faded now, but it says Shane's Victory Bin. And I've been throwing clothes in there as I outgrow them for a long time. And I got a little bit more to lose, but when I get there, it's going to be good. My clothes will all be outdated, but I'll be happy as a lark to wear them, let me tell you. Uh, so, if you're watching this, thanks for sticking with me through this and learning about me and my story. Um, I look forward to posting in the future. I'm gonna try to get better at this, talking to the camera and editing video and posting it and just sharing my journey with you. And like I said, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe so you can follow me and my videos will come up for you. Check out The Biggest Transformation on Carmen O'Quinn's channel. Look for the pink. Her thumbnails are all pink. Yeah. Thank you very much and have a wonderful night.